Why should leaders focus on building on positives instead of focusing on negatives? I'm Greg Schinkel, President of Unique Training and Development and Frontline Leadership Systems, and today let's look at the power of building on positives instead of negatives. There are two questions that you can ask yourself and also your work group that will help unlock extra motivation and future success. Question number one is, what is going well right now? So you can ask that question for yourself, or even more powerfully, ask it to your group of workers and see what they tell you. The nice thing about focusing on what's going well right now is it gets people in a positive state of mind. And even though things might be difficult during your average workday, most things are still going well. And by acknowledging them, it gets the group in the right frame of mind. The second powerful question that you add after you've acknowledged what's going well is, what would make things even better? When you ask your team what would make things even better, it starts to open up the possibilities of greater success and accomplishments down the road. Your team might identify improvements to process, or better cross-training, or better interdepartment relationships, or just a better way of organizing some of their production stock and inventory. It doesn't really matter what they come up with, because the next question you probably ask them is, how should we prioritize these into possible projects? So your team is already in a positive mood because you've acknowledged what's going well, and what would make it even better keeps the team from drifting into a negative, complaining type conversation and session. So once you have the positive focus from those questions, I have a couple of other tips that will help you stay more positive in general as a leader. My next suggestion is to flip negatives into challenges. So inevitably there will be complaints and negativity, whether they're in your own mind or in the comments that your group makes to you as the leader. So wherever possible, you want to take those negative complaints and flip them into a challenge that can focus on how to make things better in the future. By taking that kind of more positive view as to what is our vision, what could we be working towards instead of complaining about in the past, will make you successful as a leader and as a group. Now, once you've started to take those questions from earlier and flipping negatives into challenges, it's important that as your team starts to implement some of those ideas, that you celebrate the milestones and build on the positive momentum. Many leaders make the mistake of, just going through the drudgery of today's problems, when in reality, your team has been getting systematically better over time through continuous improvement. So if you'll acknowledge those improvements and build on them, you can at least celebrate them by thanking the team and maybe offering some sort of lunch as a thank you to them. In that way, they'll be more motivated to keep you moving the department forward. You can probably also tell that when you take this kind of a positive focus, the whole morale and attitude of your group starts to improve, and even the more negative members of your team, who are typically disruptive, will generally also start to follow along in a more positive way. So by making the team experience more positive and looking at improvements and things that will make your performance even better, it just serves as both a motivator and an engagement tool for everyone on your team. You will in effect become unstoppable as a leader, and your team's performance will reach new highs. Once you've worked on building on positives, you may decide that there's other aspects of your leadership skills that you want to develop, and of course, we're here for you. You can access our various courses and resources on our website at uniquedevelopment.com. If you're not already listening to these episodes on a podcast, you can subscribe on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher by searching for the Leader Feeder podcast. I look forward to being your resource going forward to help you be the best leader that you can be.